now let's go to an entirely different tool. So far, all these tools have been bevel rubbing tools. This is a scraper. In this case, it's a negative rake scraper, and a negative rake scraper does not cut on the bevel, not at all. So, who knows the big difference between a scraper and a bevel cutting tool? Anyone?
The bevel would run.
Mike?
Two bevels.
Two bevels in this case, yeah.
Can put the angle less than 50 degrees or less.
Sure. But for actually holding it, what's different?
Oh, flat.
Flat. What?
No bevel right, isn't it?
Well, there's no, you don't want to rub the bevel, definitely. Yeah, you don't want to rub your bevel on a scraper like this, because that's inviting bad bears kind of joint. But like Mike said, you actually want it to be flat. You actually want it to be slightly down. So you have a trailing direction here, which allows the scraper burr to actually do its job. So if I were to set this right at my center, right there, and I take my tool and I angle it down, I'm now below center. So when you use a scraping tool, whether it be a carbide scraper, a negative rake scraper, a standard scraper, a skew in a scraper position, however you might want to use your skew, you always need to raise your tool rest up. You need to find that angle, that kind of downward angle there, trailing angle. And you want it to be above your midline. There we go. And it doesn't need to be too far above that midline, but it should be above the midline, because if you drop below, it's going to go ahead and throw your tool up. So there we go. So it's always going to be above your center line. You don't want your scraper to be way up here, because then you're going to be way overextended, way out uncomfortable, and it's not going to cut very well. So for a skew, I'm sorry, not for a skew, for a scraper, you generally want it to be the torus to be just above center, so that your cutting edge is right around your center. Okay. Now I can put on my other piece here. So this has been all for spindle work. And now let's put on a something that represents a bowl. Now I've got my same lines right here for you. My 9, 10, 10, 30, 11, 12. And you can start lining it up the same way. Take your bowl gouge, loosen up your tool rest, find the tip, put it in the middle there. And if you got the tip of your tool right in the middle, you will automatically be above center as long as you turn your bowl gouge to that 45-degree foot angle that you usually use, whichever way you're going to do that. If you're David Ellsworth, David talks about a roughing cut where he actually has his tool flat, and he's got an angle, and he's going to bring it across his tool rest right here. Generally, when we teach how to use a bowl gouge, we're going to lower the handle so that tool is going to be down more of a 40-45-degree angle. Your foot's going to be turned, and you're going to be automatically above the center line there as well. Okay. Now, it's okay to be a little bit higher, but generally you don't want to go too high here. You want it to be comfortable, and you want to be able to have an efficient cut. But I'm not going up to that 10 o'clock mark there. Definitely not going up to 11 o'clock, because I'll put my bowl gouge way up here. That's not going to be comfortable for me. But it's going to be somewhere between 9 and 10 inches if I'm going to be roughing the outside of the piece there. When I bring my tool rest to the front, and I need to go across all the way to the middle, I can't get to the middle if my tool rest is up too high. So I actually need to lower it. And in a lot of cases, especially if you're using a 5/8 bowl gouge, a larger bowl gouge, that's going to be below that center line, because you want your cutting tip, the nose of your gouge, to be at center line going to the center. You want to be able to bring your tool all the way across and down to the center without bringing your handle way up here. You can bring your handle up to almost parallel, but it's best to have your tool rest down a little further so you can keep cutting across the middle of your piece and end right in the middle of the piece right there. So with a bull gouge, there's a lot more flexibility, there's a lot more range of motion that you might do. So that means you might have a little more range of motion on your tool rest as well. But the same principle applies. You always want to have your cutting edge above the middle of your piece, and you always want to be covered. That's all I got for the sake of it. If you have questions, I'm happy to chat with you guys later on and talk about anything you want to in relation to that.
But
Oh, Mike,
why don't you want to go below center?
with bull gouge?
Yeah,
Well, with a bull gouge, you don't want to go below center like this because, well, one, it's not going to cut, but two, if it does dig in there, it's going to fly up for you. Now, if you're going to do a back hollowing cut, or you're going to go an end grain, that's a whole different topic. I didn't decide to talk about that tonight. So let's not get into that. Because then you do want your tool upside down and you want, we're not going to talk about that. But with a bowl, I almost forgot, you can use a scraper too, and it's the same exact principle. If you're gonna take your bowl scraper there, you need to make sure you raise up your tool rest. So you can have that trailing angle down and make sure you're cutting along the center line. All right? Okay, thanks for.
All right, well, out here amongst us, how many of you have been to a symposium before? Outside of Kansas City, how many have been to a symposium? Okay, pretty good group. Well, 3 of them out there that raised their hand are the ones that are going to present about the SWAT Symposium, which is the Southwest Association of Woodturners or Turners Association of Turners. Okay, that would make more sense. So I'm gonna turn the mic over to Mike and Dawn and
okay. All right, you know, I'm always asking people to, for demos and everything. Well, with, it was a busy month, and the summer and everything, and Irish Fest and all this stuff. Here's your demo for September, okay? Now, the subject came up because Don and I went down to Waco, Texas for SWAT, met Ann down there, and Rick Tucker was going to, he took his wife and we made a whole trip out of it, to see your brother or anyway.
Saw my brother, yeah.
Saw family along down and back. Anyway, this is my 3rd trip to SWAT, 3rd or 4th trip to SWAT. I tell you, I've been to the AAW symposium, I've been to Rocky Mountain before, I've been to several different symposiums. By far and away, I think the best is SWAT. It's nice, it's for, and tell me, how many years has SWAT been in Waco? Like 10 or 12 or something? It's been a long time.
I don't know how many years.
It's nice. I was reading the history in the back of the booklet that showed that, how many years that they've had this. There's a little, what's different about SWAT is that there's 14 different clubs that contribute to this. I think that in Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, but they're all get together and contribute to this, and they do it every year, and they've been doing it forever. I don't know if they even took a year off for COVID.
It actually was 33 years and 1 year off. So this was the 32nd year out of 33 years.
Okay. But bottom line is they do it right. And so seeing something under here. 950 paid registration or people registered for SWAT this year. Their goal was to exceed AAW, which I think they did. And well, AAW had their executive director, the new executive director, and their leadership and everything there to attend SWAT. They asked the SWAT people to compensate them for the registration and everything. Then they were going to have a workshop for a retreat, and the 14 people, they wanted room and board for 4 days for their retreat that they wanted SWAT people pay for, that didn't go. I mean, that's pretty ballsy, but for them to ask for, we pay, 14 of us room and board for 4 days, and everything, while we setting you and find out how we can steal what you're doing and making you successful so we can make our symposium better. Anyway, just to give you a look, this is really intended for those people who, I think everyone would certainly benefit from going to a symposium. That, they're all kind of run pretty much the same, but there are some significant differences of why some are better attended than others. And just to give you an idea, you get online and you get the date and the time, and the location and so forth. Rob, when you pull up the rotation schedule, this is pretty much the way they do it. This was I have the hard copy, and then this was a photograph. Okay. This was for this first day? Friday. Okay. So there was one rotation in the morning there. Got my laser pointer. One rotation in the morning, and then 2 at lunch, and then 2 in the afternoon. So there's 3 rotations. There's 8 rooms, and so you can take a look at this and say, oh yeah, I want to see Christian Pierre do the oval turning with this Vic Mark contraption. Or, I certainly don't want to miss Stuart Batty on bull turning fundamentals. So you plan to go to that one in the Brazos South room.
Brazos.
I can't wait. Brazos at Brazos. Anyway, you go there, and then lunch. The food, by the way, is always really good. Good food and plenty of it. Jason Breach, a simple box. Jason Breach, you'll see him in the video we're going to show, is from the south of England. And he has got a real thick British accent. The guy, he's got a real dry sense of humor. He could do stand-up comedy. He is hilarious. Anyway, I saw him do a simple box. He also does these pagoda boxes. And anyway, Kurt Herzog, Kevin introduced me to him in 2017, is like the grandfather of pen turning. This guy's forgotten more about pen turning than most people will ever know. So anyway, Kurt here, he teaches at Craft Supplies, a student of Dale Nish, which is really, really good. But so what I wanted to point out here, there's a whole wide variety of subjects or topics and skill levels and so forth that you can choose from. Okay. And then if we go to the next page, so like I said, there's still 8 rotations going on. And some of these, Kirkman here also does it at 10:30 to noon on Saturday, so that you can see if you want to go, and then if there's another demo that you wanted to see first, you can catch then Kirkman here. So anyway, this is where a little planning comes out. It's real handy to so you can get the most out of the symposium.
Hey, Mike, I might add to simplify that whole thing. Every one of those demos, or I think every one of those demos, you had at least 2 opportunities to see that demo. So if you went across the line and you saw 2 or 3 things that you wanted to see, you always had an opportunity to see it on another day, and you can pretty well fill up your schedule just by rotating it around and the chance that you got the opportunity to see it twice.
That's the flexibility on this too. Like I said, if you saw it the first time and you really thought you missed something and want to catch it again, you can do that. Or there's somebody else that you wanted to see a little higher priority, but you want to see that one too. You can go, see it at the second spot this when it's offered. But anyway, this is some of the nuts and bolts behind the symposium and how that works. Okay. Anything else that you can?
In between the rotations, there's about an hour and a half gap where you can go see all the vendors. And there are a bunch of vendors. So there's lots and lots of time to shop. So you can go to one of the demonstrations, then you go shop for a while, then you go see another one, and then there's lunch. Like you said, the food is good, and they do really well at serving efficiently.
Yeah,
It's hot, it's served quickly in the buffet line. It's good.
when you go to register and everything, you do this online, I mean, especially if you know someone who's working registration, they'll have a little bag handy for you that has this booklet in it. And a T-shirt and your name tag and everything else, so it saves us a lot of time on Friday morning instead of going through and doing all that. We get this.
And the raffle tickets, you can pre-order all of that, so like, the price this last year was $190 for the 3 days. Okay, so it's $15 more for the booklet, but you don't have to buy the booklet. The T-shirt was $15, so that's just an extra charge, so you don't have to get all of this. That's great price, it's still very low, so you can buy individual, whatever individual things that you want. And Craft Supply donated all of those bags to everybody that was there. And last year, Woodturning Wonders also donated bags like that, just for all the attendees.
I'm passing this booklet around so you can see. This is basically the demonstrators' handouts, and some of them are really pretty detailed, and others are kind of, kind of basic. But you've got all that information in there, so you don't have to, try to scratch down notes on everything you're saying.
Also, the handbook is online, so if you wanted to look at the handbook now, go to swatturner.org, and right at the top, it will say the handbook. So you can pull it up online, pull it up that way, see what's there now.
It's about eight and a half hour drive from here down to Waco, and you straight down I-35. It's real hard to get lost except for around Dallas, Fort Worth, and you do not want to go to Dallas. You want to stay on the right side, going south. We've been there anyway. So that in terms of, there's all kinds of lodging down there. Waco is home of Baylor University, so it's a college town, and there's all kinds of lodging. There's 2 hotels right there by the convention center, and gosh, we stayed at, what was it? Yeah. Nice, efficient, but good food around there too. There's lots of restaurant opportunities and everything. So anyway, it was a fun trip. Learned a lot. And so Rob, why don't we go to that? There's several videos that have already been on YouTube that put up from people who attended SWAT. This Sean from Worth the Effort. This guy's really good. I like the way. Okay, this is about 30 minutes, but I don't know if we're going to get through. We have to watch all of it. But it shows the registration, the gallery, the demos, and a little bit of the vendor showcase, which is really good too. Because again, if you want, I took a list of some tools I needed down there and everything, and I think I found everything I needed but one. That so. You always get to see what's new, different, and exciting. Oh, it was kind of funny. I was going through and it's on my phone, I got pictures. There was a guy that segmented wood turning and everything, and there was a wedgie sled, just like Kevin used and everything. And I said, we had a guy in our club do a demo last month on segmented wood turning. He goes, oh, really? He did it. I go, Kevin, he goes, oh, no, Kevin, I a wedgie sled and he sent it off to me. It's the biggest one I've ever made before. And oh boy, he loved it. Like my new best friend, that was really funny. But anyway, that's kind of the way it is. Yeah, I have something. Sure.
Hello? Well, this is my second trip to SWAT, and the thing I like about SWAT is you get to meet people. You see a lot of people on YouTube and the internet. And you can, you follow them and say, that's really cool stuff. Well, down there, you get to meet them. You walk up, I especially like going to Captain Eddie. We walked up and talked with Captain Eddie. He's just the nicest down to earth guy. He runs the Worldwide Woodturners Club, which I'm a member of.
And you get to meet, talk with Billy Bird,
Jim Yoder,
Sally All, Tim Yoder, a lot of the people that you
Alan Lacer.
see, and they are the nicest people. And then you meet a lot of new people. You go to a demonstration, you talk to somebody sitting next to you, and where are you from, And so it's really great. And like Mike said, I made a trip out of it. So if you're going down to Waco and I went to the Dr. Pepper Museum because I love Dr. Pepper. My endocrinologist doesn't like it, but and then they have
Atlanta Gaines, the Magnolia Network, all of that's right down there. They own like 3/4 of downtown.
And Chip and Joanna Gaines are right down there in Magnolia. That's right there in the same area.
Yeah.
and we went to the Mammoth exhibition just outside of Waco, about 10-15 minutes to the northwest of it. And you get to see this woolly mammoth dig and a camel that lived here thousands of years ago. And Don told us about a museum down in Fredericksburg. We went down there and went through the Chester Nimitz Museum and the World War II and Pacific Museum, which was really good. And I wanted to go to Austin. I had one spot I wanted to go to, and that was Franklin Barbecue, the best barbecue in Austin. You wait, you get there early, 9 or 10 o'clock, they open 11, and they're open till 3 or till the meat sells out. This was a slow day, they only cooked 75 briskets. So after dinner, got to go for a tour into the smoke room. Who shows up? At Franklin. Got my picture taken with him, talked with him. He used to have a show on PBS. It was really great to meet him. So going to SWAT is great. They got great demonstrators. The gallery was phenomenal, and it's worth it.
This year also they added the ornamental turners, so they came to be part of it. That's the first year they did that. The Rose Engine Light, which does real intricate designs, textured designs. So that was the first time for them to be there.
Yeah.
Mike, talk a little bit about the raffle. Tickets are good for the whole weekend and other stuff like that.
And please tell us about
Tell us
that.
about that.
Okay, so it's called the 3-for-1 raffle. You buy one ticket and it's good for 3 separate drawings. People will buy hundreds of them at a time.
The books.
I mean, it's a donation, but the first drawing is at opening ceremony. Second one is at the banquet, which is Saturday night. And then the third one is after everything wraps up. But they gave away 2 or 3 jet blades.
Many ways.
Brett English from Robust gave away an American Beauty. That was the grand prize, and the guy that won it was actually from the Fort Worth Club. And then all the vendors donate different things.
So it's hundreds and hundreds of prizes.
There are so many prizes.
There's a drum that's like this big around.
Last year, they had to get a bigger drum.
Full.
Because there was
And in addition to that too, the other thing they gave away was what, 25 or 33 pieces of turnings that.
You had to be invited to donate a piece. And so they asked 33 people if they would donate a piece, and then those were also part of the drawings. So last year, I don't know. I don't think the guy knew who I was, but he asked me if I would make a piece. So last year I had a piece in the drawing.
Was that the piece with the rat snake on it?
Yeah, I did a piece of mesquite, a hollow form that had a Texas rat snake on this mesquite.
You killed it and skinned it and.
I did kill it. I didn't kill it. My son-in-law killed it, stuck it in the freezer. I waited until it was partially thawed and then skinned it. And then I put it in a piece. It was me, and now I have a copperhead skin that I want to put in a piece. So I'll do that hopefully this fall.
Okay, Rob, why don't we roll the video here? You guys might recognize Sean with the effort. This guy's good. Here's the gallery.
So here we are, 2024, we are at SWAT, the Southwest Area Woodturners Association. One of my favorite places to come for gather inspiration for the next year, steal ideas of stuff I want to build myself. This is the second largest woodturning symposium in the nation, and my favorite part of it is the infinite gallery, where some of the best professionals and I want to say better amateurs come out here and just show off their greatest work. So every year, the first thing I like to do is do a quick walkthrough. I'm going to take you with me on that one. And the idea here is that we want to look for the items that just really pop out of you. That's important for me because those are the items that are grab at people's attention when they go into galleries looking at stuff. And if you can grab their attention, maybe they will linger, maybe they will buy. You can have some really interesting stuff that you appreciate more with careful observation, but first you gotta grab their attention. And that's what this first run through is for. Let's look for some attention getters.
Yeah.
All the galleries bigger than in the past years. I think it's because they didn't quite have as many these occurs because the organization kind of shifting towards bags instead of these boxes. But there's a lot in there. So I'm gonna take a break We'll go head out to the vendor area, check out some of the new tools, and then we're gonna head back and I'll get some of the highlights of the pieces that impressed me. Not necessarily the best pieces out there, but the stuff that I appreciate and I could probably use in the upcoming years, information like this. Let's head out to the vendor area. Brand English with robust tools. We've got some of our ladies here displayed down at SWAT, but I want to show you some of our new products. Let's start right over here. One of the first things I look at when I pick up a bowl is how nice does the light reflect off of the metal surface, out of the center surface. Am I seeing any ripples? Am I seeing any ridges? So we've got a tool to make this really nice and smooth, and we call it Truer. And it's a captive turning system. Now this radius is adjustable. We could go from down to 6 inches up to about 42 inches. What it does is it's got a pivot point and it holds the tool, and you can make a nice controlled path with it. Very little fiber tear out, and you'll have to do very little sanding when you're done with that. I got one more new thing to show you too. We're introducing a new line of vacuum pumps and vacuum chucks, and this is brand new here at SWAT. Right now, at the time of this recording, we don't even have these on the website, but they will be soon. So we have a pump that we're bringing in, 4 cubic feet per minute, and 3 chucks. The smallest one is 3 1/4, medium size 4 1/2, and the big one is 6 inches. They'll have a 3D printed silicone seal and their own machine from solid aluminum building. And we make them at our shop at Rural West.
Hello, hello. I'm Russell Green with Premier Gauges out of Claremore, Oklahoma. You're seeing below stainless steel tools that are used to measure the wall thickness in wood turnings and to measure the thickness of a bottom in wood turning. Great tools made in the United States and used by woodturners in 48 states and 8 countries overseas.
Hey, I'm Douglas from hotnut.com, and I want to show you something that's not the Longworth chucks. A little bit of a joke. Longworth chucks are known for gripping and centering really easy, but they kind of drop everything in place. What's different about this one, look at the backside, with this little bit of hand pressure, now we'll look back over here, that is locked on. And if you take it a 1/4 inch farther, you can pry this off with a screwdriver. So these jaws go all the way out. They go all the way to the inside. So if your bolts are as small as 1 inch, you can still grab it. Now, of course, if they're bigger, you can grab them out here on the outside edge. Even if the bowl is open, we can grab it, but we can take these 2 off, and it'll grab evenly from the side. And if you're wondering, do these rotate around? They sure do. They can go to the inside like that, and now you have a whole other level of way to grab, because you can grab it from the inside too. So, it's a heck of a thing. There's a lot more to it. When you bowls are taller than the iron line, we have ways to make that strong. But what you need to know, this is not a Longworth chuck, and it's better than cold jobs, because you don't have to move butts. They just move on their own.
My name is Michael Gibbs. I represent Allen 10 laser cut inlays. As you can see here on the table, these are all laser cut inlay pens. He's been doing it about 35 years. We are the leaders in the entire world for laser cut inlays. anything you're interested in sports, religion, politics, we've got a thing here that will suit your interests. They're easy to build, they're fun to build, and they sell very easily in any kind of shop. They make great tips.
Hello, my name is Mike Davis. I'm with Record Power. I'm working with Woodturners Warehouse from Arizona. Now, if you're ever interested in learning how to carve, we've got a step-by-step educational system. It teaches you 6 techniques with a range of tools, a 5-piece set. This is for all sorts of carving designs. We've got a pattern carving set, which is also good for lettering, and a spoon carving set if you're into carving spoons. And if you add all of those 3 together, you get a 12-piece carving set, which is about $185. With each set, you get a free book, a DVD, about 3,000 carving ideas online, and also downloadable photos.
Well, thanks, John. I appreciate it. Tom Franks here with Woodturning Symposium at SWAT 2024. Fantastic drill veteran symposium in the world. We've got several products here today to pull out. Also get copies. Right here, we got the Woodcut Pro mount carving stand. 2 articulations, 1 for each axis. So that's a great deal. Scott Hampton that and did that over there. We got into some of our proprietary tools, teardrop cutters, half-round bar, both tools by Michael Hoslet, we sell those in the States exclusively. Then over here, what started the company for us is the Elliott Drive, from Brian and I, Gordon and Canada. So they nominated States and, fantastic tools and lastly, proprietary model management system. We carry all kinds of products, cutters, big loops, some measuring tools, of course, a full range of woodcut tools. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it very much.
Hi, I'm Tim Yoder, Woodturning with Tim and Tim's Tools. You can see obviously that's me back there and me right here. I'm still making my line of woodworking tools, the rulers and the center finders and my maple gauge. Things are going well with that. They're all stainless steel. Every one of them is cork backed, has large lettering for people who are my age and want to see and read things. I am also still making the elbow, and it's the elbow 2 version now, so it has a lot more structure to it. It's really sturdy, it's nickel plated, it's great for hollowing. And speaking of hollowing, if you've ever heard of Mark Adams Woodworking School, I will be teaching there in 2025, 5 days of hollowing classes. So if you want to come join me there, I can teach you almost everything I know, and maybe even a few things I've learned from somebody else.
Hey, I'm Trent Bosch from Trent Bosch Tools, and we're here at the SWAT Symposium in Texas, in Waco, Texas, and going to show you a couple of things that I have the trade show here. I've got a lot of stuff for hollowing. We've got a huge range of hollowing tools. We've got our stabilizers that stabilize the hollowing process. And of course, our visualizer that lets you see exactly where your tool is inside that hollow form. And no guesswork there. You get the perfect wall thickness every time and just get it exactly where you want it to be. So that's a lot of fun stuff. We've been selling for years. Our carving stand is always a good seller too. But we've introduced a few new tools this year. We have some mini hollowing tools. They've had these for a few years, but they've become really popular for those small hollow forms. Laurent Nicolau actually designed these, and he's a demonstrator here this year. So got 3/16" versions and 1/4" versions that do a really nice job. And we also came out with a set of double-end calipers that allow you to check that wall thickness inside those mini hollow forms, and those are super nice as well. So super simple to get in there, all kinds of different shapes, work out really nice. Also, another new product for us, this is pretty brand new, are these tool rests. We call them total access tool rests because they are pretty spelt. There's a very little material there, so you can really get a good shearing angle with these particular tool rests. They come in the traditional sort of symmetrical design that you normally see a tool rest in, but they also come in an asymmetrical design where there's a little bit more material on one side or another. I really like these for doing walls and stuff. So a shorter tool rest can allow me to get it the same distance inside a bowl as I would with a much longer tool rest. So it kind of just is a handy little device or little tool rest to kind of change things up. And they come in 7, 10, and 13 as far as the sizes that are concerned with those. And then we have all kinds of lathes from, full size lathes down to little bitty and bitty lathes, so that's kind of fun too.
I have got some talk about your tool systems, and today we have the stabilizer tool. It's the number one stabilizer with the number one cutter, works great for boxes. The deeper you go, the more stable you have it. But it's a stabilizer tool, great for boxes.
Hello everyone, it's Paul from Carter and Son Tours. Today we're on SWAT 2024. I'm here to discuss some of our newest products. So let's dive in. First here, I'll start with our newest 2040 line within Mike Mahoney's signature tools, available in 3/4, 5/8, and 1/2 inch, all paired with a 40/40 grind and a parabolic flute. Of course, hand sharpened and hand polished in our shop in Seattle, Washington. So high quality stuff ready to use. Moving over to the side here, we've got some newer tools, our straight ground skews, 1.25 inch, 1 inch, 3/4, and 1/2 inch. Then over the side here, we've also got some new round nose scrapers, same size, 1.25 inch, all the way down to 1/2 inch. Over to the other table here, we've got one of our newest announcements, just for this trade show. Very, very new, Mike Mahoney's hauling system. Already complete, we've got it handled here, and then Mike calls this his workhorse, his swan, and then some additional cutters. Available for $450 in a kit, just off to the side here.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Grosstein. I'm here at SWAT. What a great place to be. I'm really happy to be part of all this. And what I'd like to share with you is I do online instructional wood turning live video over Zoom. And it's great fun. I show you how to make a complete project with all the detail. I include notes and plans and links and things. And you get to also do the recording for 6 months. So I hope you'll join me. Go to my website, cindygroza.com. Look me up online. You can spell my name. You can find me. I'm easy to find. And I hope to see you online sometime.
Hi, I'm Jason Ball with Stewart Batting Tools, here to show you the new gallows that Stu has designed this year. The gallows feature a 15V laminated insert in here. 15V will give you 5 times the life of 10V, roughly 10 to 12 times the life of the M42. What's special about this, a few things, is the beam construction of this gallows that will give you strength, not only in these great big scoop gouges that we're starting with the 7/8, all the way down to 3/8 on these gouges. It'll give you extra support when you're over the tool rest. It'll give you even that more stability here. This gouge and all of the gouges in this line are going to be replaceable tips. There's a bolt goes all the way through, you loosen it up, you give it a bump, and this comes off. And you'll replace this whenever you need to. These are gonna be, like I said, from the 7/8 all the way down to 3/8 in the bolt gouges. We're gonna have spindle roughing gouges, we're gonna have bottom bolt gouges, even continental gouges at some point. All at StewartBattingTool.com. We are taking pre-orders for these at the moment, starting shipping the end of September.
Now, it's Carl Jacobson, model stuffers, and we are at SWAT. And I'm sure you're a new local threaded rings. So they're there, and these are the original ones, and so we brought the height down by half and the weight over. So, and they thread together just like so. So they're doing phones, little boxes, and things like this. Boxes go right inside.
you're gonna see a theme of this show, because I'm kind of focusing on boxes this year, just because that's where I want to go this upcoming year. And Tress is Leonard, I'm sorry if I pronounce that, this little box he did, and it kind of rose into on the outside and stuff like that. What I really appreciate is the little carving he did on the top. You see those little seashells? That just turned out so nice. And the detail on the foot, really cool. This is well done, us. Tress. Corey White, saw a lot of trees every year. I like what you did with these cedar posts, but the piercing carving you did on this little bowl right here, that is so cool. It almost looks kind of like, to me, like it was laser with burnt edges, but I'm not sure. You tell me in the comments below what you think. Well done. Oh, and Corey, these kind of, I think you're calling them flamingo based sculptures. That is cool. I like that. Mr. Jim Bob Bergen, I've made these style bases before, but you did this just exquisitely, and the piece of wood you found just perfect. I've always kind of wanted to try making this as a box too, so I don't know. You're giving me ideas. Well done. Mr. Tucker, your walnut bowl, well expertly turned. What I appreciate most is your use of the wood. Capturing that flame out of the crotch. Man, that's a lot more skill than people think. Good use of the wood. All people, you may be as little, I guess, ants, or what you want to say, twice turned in multiple directions. I can't appreciate that one. But what I can really appreciate is this 3-point bowl return. Look at this thickness control on that. Well done. Very, very nice. I like that. Okay, Anna Rachinsky, I'm mispronouncing that. This is such a clever idea to inlace glass in the middle of some really nicely turned ladders. I like that. That is so well done. Sally out. Said I'd be focusing on boxes today, but I really like how you use this bronze or copper inlay in the top of your boxes. That turned out nice. Kind of want to steal an idea of maybe using exotic coins. John Sauer, this box you turned, this is just incredible. And what I can appreciate is a joint right there. I don't know if I can focus on this with this GoPro, but wow, that is so cool how you did that. Rhonda Stelling, your turn carvings are exquisite, but what you did on this little turntable right here, oh my, that is awesome. Jason Breach, your boxes are really exquisite, okay? But I've seen these designs before. But what you did up here with these, I guess they're boxes, bases, stuff like that. That is just cool. I really like those boxes, these pieces. Well done. John Jacob, a lot of times these, carved animals and stuff like that, I think, they do look like toys. But this one really does turn out like a nice little sculpture. I can really appreciate the nose on this. I guess you did that on the belt sander, turning it back like that, but this is really well done. I like it. Okay, James Duxbury, yeah, your work is exquisite, but this thing right here, I have never seen anything like that. It's hinged, people. It's hinged. Is that not cool? Also, James, your work with the little pendants is exquisite. I really like these. Does it so well. And I'm going to hit James one more time, because this bowl right here, obviously the offset turning, this is centered on the main axis and stuff like that, but it's kind of an optical illusion how he dropped it down right here in order to get that, I guess you want to call it the third rim of the bowl. I like that. That just turned out nice. It's honestly, this did not grab my attention the first time through. It's only going back through that I can really appreciate the effort here. Well done. Okay, James Johnson turned this one right here, and I had a chance to talk with him, he just didn't want to be on camera. This log right here. Step back so I can get the full picture. He was telling me that was 750 pounds when it went on the lake. Imagine spending 750 pounds of off weighted log. Yeah, no, I ain't doing that one. He was like, this is a once in a life turning. He actually bought the leg specifically to do this one. And when he was done, it weighs, I think he said 7 pounds. 750 to 7 pounds. Is that not cool? He also did a little kind of screen right here, but this would give you an idea how big that was. Is that not awesome? Huh? I wonder if it fell off there. Jim Williams always turns these hats. Pretty cool. But this baseball cap he did, I'm not gonna say wow. I don't think I will ever turn something like this, but I can appreciate the skill and effort that went into it. That is good. Jessica Edwards turned these little gnomes. I like how you incorporated the little kind of flower carving into the hands and stuff. It just kind of adds some life to these. A little wizard wand on that one. That's cool. I like it. Probably gonna steal that idea. Sammy Thompson. You know, a nice segmented turning. We've all seen those before, but he incorporated some glass blocks into them. And, you know, it almost looked like glass from a bathroom shower with the texture and stuff like that. But how you did the segmenting and then this top section right here, I could really see making a cool box like that. Really cool. I like that, Sammy. Jeff Allen. I've seen people like stitch up cracks on the side and stuff like that, but this rim treatment, I mean, it just kind of spoke to me. I really like how you did that. That turned out really nice. David Young, your card pieces are really nice, and I like the little theme of the Halloween you got going right here. But the presentation of this one, grouping those two together with a central circle, I mean, they're two entirely different pieces, but man, the presentation is just exquisite here. I like that. Joaquin Benson, I told you I'm a big fan of boxes, and this is a design I've seen before, and I'd like to try it myself. But I have not seen this before. You know, you did a very nice top section, but it's the fact that you did the turning, and then I'm assuming you went back after the fact and squared it up to this shape on a table saw or something like that, or maybe you did it on the table saw, but it almost looks like it's tapered to me. I can't quite tell, but this is really well done. I like this octagon box. And Mary Racer, your gnomes, Viking Village. I enjoy these. This kind of stuff I'd love to have ready for the art markets in holiday season. You know, we all know Alan Leslie for his skew work, but his boxes, specifically the design of this one, I really like. I love the foot. I love how thin that top is. Comes down like that. Really well done. This is even that little detail of the foot. Can y'all see that? It just all works together. I like that particular box. Okay, 21, your boxes are exquisite. I'm not putting anything down, but I really love this one with the natural edge coming around. I don't know, this one seems more natural to me than this one, because that to me looks like an artist's creation. From the get-go, solid wood, you designed it. This one, to me, looks like an artist worked with a piece. And that just makes all the difference in this and how it's presented. I love this natural edge in this kind of winged arch design. Really well done. Okay, JB Green, I saw these last year, and you know, I have no clue how you do it. It truly looks like you melted the statue into the wood to get these wings in here. The wings obviously turn from the crotch of the tree. But how you got the metal in there, this is just cool. Pat Scott, your use of colors, this finishing technique, especially on this salt pepper shaker. That's really nice. Wish I knew how you did that. Sammy Long always impresses, but that pierced box right there. Way cool. Way cool. I like that.
Okay, so before we put anybody to sleep, you can see the rest of this online. Go to YouTube and worth the effort. He's got those listening there for like the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. There's also a guy named Billy Burt who's done 2 really good videos from 2024 SWAT. And one of them is attendee POV point of view, and the other one is the gallery. I think we've seen enough gallery. But if you have a chance and you want to see the attendee POV, go on YouTube and take a look at that by Billy Burt. It's really good. So anyway, any questions?
One thing I noticed is those lids were not tight.
Yeah. There were a number of boxes in that were a nice pop, nice Turner spit. They popped and everything, but those apparently did.
There was a lot of them that did. Is that a thing for, examination, the table?
Well, it goes back to the old discussion that everyone's always had about, a Turner's fit, being able to pick it up by the lid so the bottom doesn't fall off. And so forth, and that, that pop fit, which is what everyone goes for. And I think they just missed the mark on that. Maybe it did pop when they first turned it, but then it dried or something, and whatever. Anyway. So you're probably wondering what the challenge is for next month.
What's the challenge for next month, Mike?
The challenge is going to be to bring something in that you have learned to turn at a symposium or a video or basically anything. I mean, everyone's learned, everyone's seen videos and a demonstration, something that you are proud of, that you learned to make at, like I said, a demonstration, symposium, whatever, bring that in. That will be for the challenge for next month, okay? And without any further ado, why don't we take a break and enjoy some refreshments that Dan and Linda brought for us.
All right.
Okay.
Get some tickets or get a $1.60 ticket for 2 gift cards, $10 gift cards to Craft Supply. If you haven't already, get your opportunity.
What's that? Did everybody get to see this tab, the booklet that wanted to? I'll leave it up here if you want to take a look at it.